Get ready to shop Lowe's Black Friday Doorbuster deals to save $150 on a 30-inch Blackstone griddle, now $299. Plus, choose a Whirlpool top-load washer or Midea top freezer refrigerator for just $398. These limited-time Doorbuster deals go fast, so get holiday ready today at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid 11/28 through 12/1. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
USC Trojans wide receiver Makai Lemon is officially a Biletnikoff finalist. What are the chances he brings home the award? Let's get into it. Hey, Trojan family, what's going on? Welcome to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB network. I'm your host, Ryan Dyrud. Thank you, as always, for making this show a part of your day. Just announced the 3 finalists for the Biletnikoff Award, which is the award for the most outstanding receiver in college football, has come out, has been released, and your Makai Lemon is one of the 3 finalists. He is alongside Jeremiah Smith of Ohio State and Skyler Bell of UCONN. Now, obviously, this is one of the most prestigious awards in all of college football. USC has one winner over its prestigious history, that being Marquise Lee back in 2012. We'll look at those numbers in a minute. But what are the odds that Makai Lemon can actually win this award? And I'm going to try to look at this without any unbiased lenses. But I do believe it is a 2-horse race in this. Jeremiah Smith, just talent-wise, I don't think anyone would argue that he's not the best wide receiver. Now, obviously, I think Makai Lemon has made his case this season by far. But when you just look at the size, the speed, the catch radius, everything that Jeremiah Smith can do as a true sophomore, it's hard to not put him at like 1A. However, this isn't just an eye test award. You do got to look at, games played, teams played, statistically. And due to obviously having a really good teammate in Carnell Tate, due to being injured and missing some games, to me, Jeremiah Smith is basically on this finalist list because of his name, because of that eye test. But I don't think realistically he has a shot to actually win it, because statistically he is way down on most categories. I mean, he's 13th in yards, 69 receptions is way down the list versus others. Not that they look at necessarily reception totals. But to me, this is a 2-horse race between Makai Lemon and Skyler Bell of UConn. Now, Skyler Bell of UConn has put together a really, really good year. He's first in every major category. 101 receptions, first. 1,276 yards, first. 13 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, first. Makai Lemon, though, just behind him, and he is first in the Power 4 in just about every major category. He's first in receiving yards in the Power 4 with 1,124, first in receiving yards per game with 102.2, first downs by a receiver with 49. He also leads the Big Ten in receiving touchdowns with 10. He also has 2 rushing touchdowns and that passing touchdown he had last week against Oregon. Also first in the Big Ten in receptions per game with 7.09, and first in yards after catch with 502. And he's second in the entire Power 4 with 18 receptions of 20-plus yards. Not that PFF is the end-all be-all metric, as I always say. I'll say it every time. But he's the highest-graded wide receiver in all of college football, holding an overall grade of 90.6. and the nation's top receiving grade of 91.6. So, while Skyler Bell technically is first in most of those statistical categories by a small margin, Makai Lemon is the first in the Power 4. So the competition obviously is a little better. No disrespect to UConn and Bell, but I think Makai's done it against others. Some will point out to against certain competition. Notre Dame obviously did not, I think 4 catches, 78 yards or so in that game. I wouldn't call that completely shut down, but obviously not to his standard or not to his level of, statistical prowess against others. Against Nebraska, had a really meager day. That was more of just an absolute meager passing day. I mean, we all know Jaden Maiava had 9 total completions in that entire game. So really just the passing offense could not do anything. And then against Oregon this last week, I think only had 32 yards receiving, but guess what? Was responsible for 3 touchdowns. And so that is by no stretch of the imagination a game that he was shut down in when you're responsible for 21 points on your lonesome for a team that scored 27 total. So to me, I've been saying to me a lot, but obviously this is my opinion. I do think Makai Lemon will win this award, especially if he can have another really stellar performance against UCLA this weekend. I think he's proven enough against big competition. I think he's proven enough in all different statistical categories. And I think most importantly, he's proven how important he is to this offense. This is probably not an 8-win football team without Makai Lemon. And as important as receivers are in football, they are a facet of the offense that can make it certainly better. And you certainly need really good receivers to have a good offense. But if you've built the team structure the right way, there's some, if one guy gets taken out, you kind of have another you can lean on. You look at some of these, even some of the great USC teams have passed, or at least offensively, and you just look at the list of receivers they had. Even this year, obviously, Jacoby Lane is incredible and going to continue getting better. Tanuk Hines, the future is so bright with that guy and is going to be continuing better. Had a breakout game against Oregon. But Makai Lemon is so important to this offense. Like, they don't probably win that Iowa game without Makai Lemon. We can go down the list. There's probably other games they don't win without Makai Lemon. They're not a 2-point loss to Illinois with Makai Lemon. He took over that game. What he was able to do against Michigan. So he's a special talent. He's going to be probably the first receiver taken in the draft, certainly a first rounder, and has the ilk to be a really good NFL receiver as well. So to me, it's going to be Makai Lemon, which would be awesome and would be, like I said, just the second USC Trojan to win the Biletnikoff Award since it started back in 1994. And that was Marquise Lee in 2012. He finished that season, remarkable season, 118 receptions, 1,721 yards, and 14 touchdowns. So, Lemon would just have to have a 700-yard game receiving against UCLA to match those numbers. So that's probably not going to happen. But certainly when you look at the last 3 winners, and I don't know if this is because the distribution has started to spread out more, but Travis Hunter last year, 1,258 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr. 2 years ago, 1,211 yards. And Jalen Hyatt 3 years ago, 1,267 yards. So Makai Lemon certainly can overcome all of those receiving numbers against UCLA with a 100-yard performance, essentially. So right there with it. Take nothing away from Skyler Bell. I think he's had a fantastic season. But when you just look at UConn, I don't think they have, not playing any ranked opponents, are having a fairly well season. But, I just think that the competition is a little different. The stage is a little different for Makai Lemon. And usually we see through history, it is typically a Power 4, or in the past, a Power 5 program that these awards go to, just because of that competition difference. I think even really looking all the way down the list, we have to go back to, let's keep going. Go back all the way to 1998 when Troy Edwards of Louisiana Tech won the Biletnikoff with 1,996 yards and 27 touchdowns. I mean, those are just numbers you can't ignore, regardless of competition. And you had Marshall the year prior, and guess who that was? Randy Moss, doing it with 1,600 yards, 25 touchdowns. And Wyoming the year before that with Marcus Harris. Outside of those three, it's been all Power 5, Power 4 winners of this award. When you look at, Oklahoma State has multiple. Oregon State has a couple. Alabama, Pitt has a couple. Obviously, we know Jordan Addison won it recently before transferring over to USC. Texas Tech, Michael Crabtree won it back-to-back years in those years when I believe Lincoln Riley was at Texas Tech before going over to Eastern Carolina and then Oklahoma. So Larry Fitz at Pitt. It's an esteemed list, but I do think that Makai Lemon can seal the deal this year. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Makai Lemon bringing home the Biletnikoff. Is he deserving? Obviously, he's deserving, but do you think he will get it done? So comment below your thoughts. Comment below your thoughts on his season. Will he be the first receiver taken in the NFL draft? How much is he just a true Trojan, being from California, Los Alamitos, coming up here, grinding his way through his freshman year, getting playing time his sophomore year, and breaking out his junior year? Just a true, I think, elite USC Trojan, and if he can bring home the Biletnikoff, what a great season that will be. Even if he doesn't, just a tremendous season for Makai Lemon. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button here at the USC LAFB YouTube channel. Certainly helps us out a ton. Check out LAFBnetwork.com for our forum, USC Trojans message board, building groups over there. A lot of fun if we can continue to build our USC LAFB community. But thank you, family, for always tuning in. I got more stuff coming later today. Plus, I will be at practice here in a couple hours. So I'll have my practice report after talking to Coach Lincoln Riley here in just about 4 hours or so. I'll have that up probably between 6 and 7. So be on the lookout for that. As always, fight on. Hey, Trojan family, thank you so much for hanging out and watching the USC LAFB show. Before you go, let me tell you quickly about our friends over at Sleeper. Go right now, download the Sleeper app. It's the #1 sports app, not just for season-long fantasy, but they've got live pickers, they've got live stat updates, they've got a chat that you can chat with other users, plus the daily pick'em, which is a blast, or daily fantasy, whatever you want to call it. You go and pick 2 to 8 players across any sports. If you're talking USC, go choose Jade Mayava in his next matchup. Pick more or less passing yards, more or less touchdowns. You stack those, and you can win real money. When you go to make your first deposit, make sure you use our promo code USCLAFB. You're going to get a match deposit up to $100. Put in $100, you get $100 free to play with from Sleeper. Put in 10, they'll match you that $10. So now you're sitting at 20 to play with. But also right now, for any new users, no deposit required. You get $20 free entry. You can stack both. You can get the $20 for free. Go make a deposit. Use USC LAFB. And now you've got a bunch of free money to play with right there on the Sleeper app. Check it out, Trojan family. And when you do, tell them the guys at the USC LAFB sent you.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.